We have a 2015 Ford Fusion with a 2.5. The battery's getting weak. We turn the key and it just clicks. We're going to show you how to replace that. It's got a Group 48 battery, and we end up getting a Napa Legend for about $100. Once you pop the hood release on the inside of the vehicle, there's also, you got to push this little arm over right there, and this has a hood prop that you got to put up, and it goes right there. Okay, the battery is located right here, and it has two 10 millimeters that you're going to undo, and down here it also has an 8 holding it, and you're going to pull this one first, and you're going to pull it forward. If your car isn't performing properly, and if it sounds like this, it's a good sign that you need a new battery. This battery is 5 years old. It's factory original, so it's definitely time to replace. They only last 3 to 5 years. First thing we're going to do is remove this 8 millimeter right here and pull the battery forward. It's got this little hole down on it. Now we just pull it forward, which is nice. You'll be able to get at these other two with a 10 millimeter. This is the positive right here, you can tell. You can either use an open-end wrench on this or just a wrench. And I dropped down to a 1/4 inch just because it was a little more clearance in there. You might want to try that. And I do this back one second. That way there's no power going to it. So you're not going to get any sparks or anything, which you shouldn't get anyway. You might want to even tip it up like this just to get at it a little better with your fingers. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth. If you need to put something underneath it, you can put something under to pry it. Usually it just comes loose. You pull it all the way forward and just lift it out. We're going to put a Napa Legend in it. It has more cranking amps than the original. I think the original had 500. This has got closer to 7. The nice thing is too, it's got a handle that you can kind of maneuver it around. A little easier to put it in, like that. Okay, these have to come off. They're just covers. They just slide off like that. And what we're going to do is connect the negative first, because that's the one that's tougher to get underneath there. Now, once this is tight back here, which is a little tougher to get at, I'm going to do the positive one next, and then I'm going to slide it back into position. But the thing about this, like the car was older or something like that, you'd want to clean this in here with something like this one, which would get all the corrosion and build up on it. Or you could actually put this on there and clean it. But since this is a new battery and it's only a 15, it really doesn't need it. But some older cars, you do need to do that. You put that on, you're going to have power. So anything you touch now is going to arc. So you got to be a little more careful. Tighten that up. And this is only a 1/4 inch drive. Now before we push it back in and put the holder on, they got battery terminal protector. You spray that on there and it just keeps it from corroding as fast. Gives you a better connection. And pull this one up, put that over the top of it. Just like that, just sets in there. And now we're going to push that back into place like that. And it has a stop back there. This goes in here like that to hold it in place. And you put your bolt in and tighten that up, and that keeps it from moving. Nice and snug. And that's all it takes to replace a battery in a 2015 Ford Fusion with a 2.5.